Hello, I'm Sheila Myers with Stamping Wishes, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, as promised, this is the film for the Centerfold Baby card that I posted in my blog yesterday. So we're going to be making this card today. A lot of fun, a lot of little things that we can add to it. I've done some other versions of this card as well, one for a little boy. And I saw this originally, I believe it was a guest designer on Split Coasters, I believe. And so I came and made kind of my own version, adding a few of the other little things. Like in this one, we did some of the sequences and the little stars from the Twinkle Twinkle Punch Out. And we did kind of the grays, same Twinkle designer paper and stuff. But there's so many different ways that you can make these cards and make them unique in their own way. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with our card and the measurements, and then we'll get going. All right, so our card base is right here is our Seafoam, the soft Seafoam cardstock, and it's going to be cut at 5.5 by 8.5. And then this is the gift card holder portion of it, which is thick Whisper White because I wanted to have a little bit more sturdiness to it. That's cut at 4 by 5.25. And then we have some Petal Pink, which will be on the front. And this one is cut at 3.5 by 3.25. And then we have the DSP from Twinkle Twinkle, also cut at 3 by 3.25. It fits right in there. All right, this is an inside panel that on some of my original ones I didn't have. This one measures 3.25 by 4 inches, and it's going to go on the inside. Then we've got two of the DSP cut at 3/4 inch by 3 inches. And then I've cut, because we're going to do a little bit different on here, I've cut 4 of the 3/4 inch by 5.25 inch that we're going to incorporate as well. Okay, so some of the supplies that we're using is I am featuring the little elephant set. It is just so precious. I did go ahead and do mine ahead of time because my punch isn't in yet, and so I'll show you that I went ahead and got my elephants already. And as you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I took some of our white baker's twine and I used the Petal Pink and dabbed it on with a dabber and made them both a little bow. The other thing is I just absolutely love the Wink of Stella. So if it doesn't, if it's sitting still, it's going to get Wink of Stella on it. So anyway, these both have the Wink of Stella on it, just gives some extra glimmer to it. We'll be using the decorative ribbon punch and cutting us a little ribbon for the edging of the gift card. The two color ink pads that we're using today is the Petal Pink and the Soft Seafoam. We'll be cutting out which I've already done, is we'll need a circle punch of the Soft Seafoam in 1 3/4 inch. And what we're going to be doing with that is our stitch label framelits. We're going to be using this piece, and this one. And this is the one that I cut so it'll come behind the white and pick it up just a little bit. So that one's done there. And let's see, is there anything else? Oh, the ribbon. This was the baker's twine that I had colored. It's the white baker's twine. The ribbon, I got the silver edged ribbon. And what I did was, again, use the sponge daubers. These two sponge daubers and my ink pads. And in this particular case, I'm going to do it a little bit different. My other one was a solid green, but I decided to add both colors and give it kind of a little different twist on it. And I thought that kind of came out pretty. So we'll do that. You'll want some of your tear and tape to close your gift card holder. I think this helps to give it a little bit more sturdiness. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll bring the Big Shot over, and I'm going to cut out our pieces that we need for that. So we can get to it. Take this off, and since we're using 3 different ones, the nice thing about it is we can cut all 3 at one time. And I'm going to have to be standing up probably to get this going through. And you'll just want to use a piece of your scrap paper to do it. I think we can get all 3 of these in. All right there. Okay, let's go ahead and put our top lid on and get to cutting these. Oh, probably not a good idea. It slips and slides when you're doing it on the camera. So anyway, but we got it cut. Did you feel like you're on a roller coaster ride there for a second? Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and pop these out. And then we'll use our everybody calls it a picky tool, a piercing tool, but we'll use that. We'll put these aside for it, and I'll clean those up a little bit later and get all the pieces out of it that doesn't belong. Okay, and set this aside. Then we're going to go ahead and bring in our trimmer. This way we can go ahead and get our base card the way we need it to be. And since we're going to be, I'm going to try and move this up as far as I can, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. What you want to do is line up at the 1 inch over here, and then you're going to take your score, make sure your cutting tool is completely out of the way. You're going to bring it to your 1 inch measurement here, and then bring it up to your 5 1/4 inch and stop. I'm sorry, I do need my cutting tool. I'm thinking scoring is the next thing we do. Okay, so you're going to cut this, and you're going to take it from 1 inch to the 5 1/4 and stop. Okay, and then I just slide this over to your other 1 inch on this side and bring it down. Make sure you're lined up. Again, we're at 1 inch. We're going to go to 5 1/4. And make sure we've got a good cut there. Now we'll get rid of our cutting tool because this is where our scoring starts. We're going to line it up at the 1 inch score line, and you're going to go from the edge of the cardstock right to the cut line. So you can come right up there to that, lift it, and then come on over here, and again come up to your cut line. Okay, and then I turn it around so that I can get to it a little bit easier, and you're going to come to your 2 inch, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to just score up to your cut. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we want to score at, it's 5 let me see if that's correct. 4 This is fine. Excuse me just a second. Let me, so I don't forget this. Okay, here we go at 5 1/4. You'll line it up, and again you're going to just bring it to the edge. Okay, and here to the edge. Okay, and then you're going to bring it to 4 1/4, and you're going to score it all the way across. And I'm going to double check my measurements here just to make sure. Yep, 4 1/4. Okay, yeah, come up here, and you're going to go all the way in the center panel this time, and not on the edge. All right, let's go ahead and put this aside. We don't need that. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do fold against your score line on your top portions here. And then you're going to have a valley fold on this side, a valley fold right here on this side, and your mountain fold. And then you're going to bring this all together. Make sure it lines up nicely on the bottom area while you're doing this, so you can use your bone folder and get a good crisp fold line. Okay, so that was pretty simple. Okay, let's go ahead and put our DSP and get this decorated on the front before we go to the next stages of it. So you'll need your 2 pieces that are going to go on here, and then you're going to have this piece, but we're not going to attach it. That's going to go this way, but we won't attach it just yet. Okay, so that's going to go on here, and then we're going to have our 5¼ by 3/4 inch come through here. So we're going to do these 3 panels real quickly. And you just want to line those up and bring them across. And if you want to open this up to make it a little bit easier, you can do that. And we're going to center that between the lines. I'm just loving this new designer paper. It's just gorgeous. All of them. I mean, Stampin' Up! Has outdone themselves this time with their DSP. They always do, but I don't know. There's something about all the different ones that they've come out with this that has been really appealing to me. Now we'll go ahead and we can adhere this to the back, but we don't want to attach it because part of these pieces are going to wrap around it with the ribbon and everything before we attach it to the body of the card. So let's go ahead and just put the designer paper here. Look how cute this is even on the back. I don't know if you can see it, but isn't that pretty? Okay, let's go ahead and balance this out. And there's so many different colors that are just so pretty in the baby's decorative world today with the grays and the sea foam, soft sea foam, and then your petal pinks and your balmy blues. I mean, it's just gorgeous. All right, so let's go ahead and so that we can finish out maybe the front of this. Do we want to finish out? No, let's come back to this. Let's go ahead and get our inside completely done. So on your piece that's going to be your card holder, you're going to score it 1 inch on the long end here, and then it's going to fold up and fit right into here. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring out our scorer. I'm going to line it up here at the 1 inch. Make sure it's even on both sides. And then just score it back and forth. Then we're going to go ahead and fold against the score line groove and bring that up. We're going to use some tearing tape on each side here, but before I do this, just as a precautionary, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my little greeting here, which we are using the Celebrate Your Day, and we're going to go ahead and use it in the petal pink. So let's go ahead and get that on over. Okay, and let's put it about right here. All right. Put that off to the side. And now let's go ahead and bring in the tearing tape, and we'll go ahead and place that along here. I just feel like using the tearing tape will help secure it from coming undone when the gift card is put in there and slid in and out probably a couple of times during the time that the card is being opened and viewed. Let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, and something we're going to do a little bit different on this one that I didn't do on the other card is I'm going to go ahead and bring out one of these strips and put it in the center, and then we'll do our lace on top of it. So let's go ahead and get this over. And again, try and balance. I want to leave a little bit of area for the lace. Okay. Now let's go ahead and punch our lace. And when I'm punching items like this, I try and start at the center and then take it back and forth. And you seem to get a better punch out of it. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's little designs that are like this on the edge here. And I'm going and lining that up so that it's even. And then we're going to do the same thing over on this side, is to make sure that we line it completely up before we punch. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And if you, every once in a while, if I don't punch it a certain way, then it leaves it connected like this. And so we can just go ahead and cut that off. There we go. Let's trim it just a little bit more right here. Trim that off. And trim this edge off a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we want to put our piece up here like so. And I think I didn't bring my liquid glue, but I do have some of my dots. So let's go ahead and use those in a few little different places, and then later on I'll seep some glue up underneath there to make it secure all the way. We'll do this just enough to keep it on the card for the filming. I don't want to have to get up on y'all and go hunt my glue down. So let's go ahead and bring it about, let's say, even on each side there. That looks good there. So let's go ahead and put that there. And then we want to put one of our baby elephants. This one, I've got a dimensional on the back of it, so we'll go ahead and remove that and place her probably about right here. Okay, and while we've got, well, we'll bring the jewels on in a little bit. Let's go ahead and adhere this now that we've got it pretty much decorated. And we'll leave the jewels for the very last. That way we're not running our tapes and stuff over the glue. Okay, make sure we have it evenly there. Okay, isn't that pretty? Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and decorate this part. And we're going to have this laying balanced in here, and then this piece I'd like to bring over this way. The first time I did it, because I stamped my congratulations before I saw where my measurements were, I had to bring this below it, but I really prefer it to be on top. So we're going to place that there for a second and go ahead and get our congratulations stamped out. And then we'll adhere everything. I just wanted to get a good idea as to where I needed to put my congratulations and still leave room for them to, and I do want to put a little set of balloons right up underneath it. So let's go ahead and go about here. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this to the side, and that's all the stamping of that. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and, well, I tell you what, from just lessons learned, let's go ahead and do this in case we mess up and we need to flip it over and do it. But I've got my markers out, which is the petal pink. This is the gray granite. And then this is the soft sea foam. And we're going to color the balloons and do the ink transfer this way. I've always liked this type, especially when you're working on small areas and you want to have multiple colors on it instead of just stamping one color on. This is a perfect way of doing it. So let's go ahead and do that, and then let's do the pink here. And I think we'll do some pink strings, and then we'll bring the gray in over here on this little balloon here. And if you've done this before, and especially I've got some fans going above me, huff on it to give your ink moistened enough to cut. And there we go. And then I came back after I did this because these are very light pastel colors. And I just kind of came back and make a little shading of it and a little hashtag type deal to show some glimmer of it. And then let's do it on this. And even just the nature of coloring, you'll see that there's some lights and darks and stuff, so it gives it a pretty match there. So I'm going to leave this time. Last time I had a set of the balloons here, but this gives you really a nice area to write in, so I don't want to overcrowd it for the person who will receive this card. Okay, let's go ahead and adhere this over here. Line it up best you can. And then we'll go ahead and adhere this next strip up here. Okay, that really cute. And we'll come back and put our jewels on here in just a little bit. Almost squished his nose a little bit there. Okay, so let's go ahead and come back to this. And we want to we're going to stamp on that one. Let's use our piercing tool and make sure we have all of our pieces popped out that we need to have popped out. Okay, looks like all of those are out. Looks like all of these are out as well. So let's go ahead and adhere our piece that goes behind this, just to give us a little bit of color. There we go. And then we need our Hello Little one that we're going to hopefully get right in there and not get it off angled. So wish me luck here as I do this. When you're doing them on camera, and I'm going to have to, let me line it up on my grid paper here a little bit so I make sure that that's straight. And hopefully I'm not getting my head into the camera and come down with it. Let the ink transfer off into your paper. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to take and adhere, we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to bring our ribbon through this direction. And through this direction. Okay. The first piece that's going to go on is our, and you can bring it to whatever scheme, because what's going to happen is this is going to fit on top of this, sideways like so. And then it's going to fit, so you kind of see how it does here. This is going to come around here so that we can tie a pretty little bow on the side. And then our little one's going to come up here with a little Stampin' Dimensional and go here. And that's how we're going to put this together. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this on. Get that in the center. Okay. Let's see if I've got this even before I decide on which color we're going to put in here. Yeah, we need to maybe bring both the colors together. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, we want to do that. Okay, let's bring that out. Okay, and let's go ahead and adhere this down. And get it evenly. Okay, and let's go ahead and tie us a bow. And when you do your coloring of your ribbon, do the front and the back, because you want to be sure that when you're tying your bows that you get the color from both sides and not have white on one side and then your color on the other. So you want to be sure and do that. Okay, let's bring this down just a little bit smaller. Okay, and let's trim up some of the ribbon here. There we go. Okay, and let's go ahead and put this up on a dimensional on each of the, over here, my dimensional. this. Don't put it upside down for sure. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere this one on. Let's go ahead. And most likely, had I had my liquid glue here, I would have used liquid glue on it. It just gives me a little extra time, and I think it strengthens the hold of it with having this many layers on it. So you might want to remember that as you're working on yours. Okay, let's go ahead and put our last little elephant on. Dimensional paper off here. And I think that would be a good spot for it right there. And let's go ahead and open it up and put our jewels on real quick. And then we'll have this card wrapped up. And as you can see, it was not a very difficult card at all to work with. And you can do so many different card designs. This doesn't have to be a baby card. It could be a Christmas design, a happy birthday design, a thank you, anything, especially if you're wanting to give a gift card, a thank you, little gift, token gift. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and put this in. We've got a place for two more, and then we can call it a card. And I should have probably had a little gift card. I've got several of them that have been used to show you how it works, but I think you get the idea of where it is. But isn't this a gorgeous card? Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video today. I did want to take a moment real quickly to tell you about some of the, we'll just set this off here so you can be looking at it, and I'll take my other one so you can see the inside and how it was designed two different ways on the inside. But we've got some really beautiful stuff going on this month with Stampin' Up. This is your Color Your Season. It's a limited time product. It's only available now through August the 31st while supplies last. That's really important that you remember that. If it's something you really like and would like to get, I suggest go ahead and get your order done. You get two different stamp sets with it. It's a bundle, and then you can also get your dies, or you can order them separately, but I tell you, you'll want the bundle. These stitched season framelits are just gorgeous. And then as an additive, you can order the watercolor pencils, which has 10 of the new Stampin' Up colors in them. They've got Balmy Blue, Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Green Garden, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, and Night of Navy. So you've got some gorgeous stamps there. So if you'd like to place an order on this, if you'll look down at the bottom of my channel here, it has a link to my blog, and then you have a link to my store, which will list all of the products that I've used, and you can order these items then. And during this month, they brought back, put it right here, bonus days, which means for every $50 you spend from August the 1st through the 31st, you get a $5 bonus day coupon. And you can use these coupons starting September the 1st, but it's very important that you not lose the emails that you get with those numbers on them that they'll be giving you for each time you earn those, all right? And then also, not many days left on this promotional they're doing with the paper pumpkin. And if you haven't been with Paper Pumpkin in a while, or maybe you've never subscribed to it, or you subscribed to it some time back, as I did, I started subscribing again, and I've just loved the sets that I've been getting. A real bonus is you get 50% off of your first subscription for your first month. And so again, if you would like to subscribe to the Paper Pumpkin, again, you can do that from my online store. All right. Well, again, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did and you'd like to see more, if you'll click the subscribe button below, that way you won't miss any of the future videos. And if you click on the link below, it'll also bring you to my blog for a complete list of supplies and measurements. Again, thank you for joining me. Until next time, happy stamping, and God bless you.